Hey, today's an exciting day at Granite Ridge Builders. Today, the subject is research and development, particularly as it relates to flooring. You know, today's house is full of all kinds of new ideas, and flooring is one of those areas where there's just lots of things to think about. So join me today as we enter the lab and we experiment and we look over the shoulder. Some of these guys are experimenting with some of those new items. Let's go. Man, there's a lot going on here. Tyler, JR, what are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing a test today, Lonnie. We're testing the durability of these two products, and we're also testing foot traffic. So JR and I drew straws. I got the carpet. He got the resilient plank.
Oh, you guys are going to be there for a while. Hey, JR, you ever heard of lifetime warranty? Anyway, keep going. A little faster, maybe. And Tony, are you cutting up the samples? What are you doing?
Kayla's helping me out here, and here's what I learned, Lonnie, is what is pile? I never knew what that was. Well, it's basically just yarn coming up through this, and here's what you can do. You can cut the pile, which is our frise and our carpeting, and then you can loop it, which Kayla says is the more popular, called what? Sculpted, Berber, velvet, Saxony. That's what is this. So this is cut and loop.
Cut the pile, clean up the pile, whatever. And Kayla, what are you doing?
I have a vinyl plank product here. So this is what Granite Ridge is using as our standard flooring now, and it is amazing stuff. And so I'm just testing the durability, how much sheen is on it. There's some really great products here. This is a glue down, but it's super popular.
Does this stuff grow on trees? Because it sure looks like wood.
It does look like wood, but it's vinyl. It's great. I know.
That's cool. And then we got Izzy. Izzy, what are you doing?
Well, I'm checking out the tufting density. The tufting density is the manufacturing process they use to kind of weave the carpet together. So I'm trying to find out how dense is it.
Okay, well, you know what they say. Tough guys love the tough.
Well,
anyway,
yeah.
It's great. Jesse, what are you doing?
Today, Lonnie, we're testing vinyl sheets, and you can notice the thickness on these. These are almost 2 millimeters thick, so they're very thick nowadays. We're also testing how real they compare to the real thing, and the sheen on them are great.
I heard the warranty on that stuff has been extended as well. That's great. Tony, I smell some stuff over your way. What are you doing?
That's actually the chemicals. It's not me. Don't worry.
Be careful. Be careful.
I'm being checking out the padding, looking at the different stain guards that are on it, seeing how they keep all the moisture and everything up above so it doesn't get underneath everything right now.
Got some new products in that area as well, don't we? And then Elizabeth, you're over there pounding away. What are you doing?
I am. This is porcelain tile, and I'm testing how durable it is. I'm also testing the ice cubes on here just to see how slippery it is and how easily it cleans up.
Wow. Well, so you can see we've got a lot of things to talk about as it relates to new flooring today. So join us as we explore and dive in to this exciting subject.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Tyler, since you got your blood flowing, do me a favor real quick. Just prick your finger on for me. Okay. And would you put a little blood right there on there? I'm trying to do an experiment.
Sure.
I think hydrogen peroxide. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I think hydrogen.
Here, take it.
No, it does. Take that out. That's awesome.
Hey guys, we need to quit fooling around. We have a show to make. I know research and development's fun. Sometimes it's a little dangerous. And at Granite Ridge Builders, we love research, so we're prepared, but we've got a show to make. So join us today as we figure out what we're doing as it relates to flooring in your new home. Tony, what are we doing?
You know, at Granite Ridge, we love education and we love research.
Tony, you are not kidding. I am 10,000 steps into this. I haven't even made a dent yet.
You're at 10,000?
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm at 16,000. And I haven't even cut my finger. And you're on carpet. As you can see, we've got a lot of fun topics we're going to talk about today. The flooring is one of the biggest trends, and it's probably one of the ones that has changed so much in the last year or two. You're going to find that out today. We've got a lot of fun tips at the very end. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about how to get stains out of your carpet, how to maybe even get indentations out of your carpet.
2 tips to get you started here, actually. The 2 that were very counterintuitive to me. One was that you should vacuum probably 2 to 3 times a week. I thought you'd probably want to vacuum less to keep your carpet in good shape. Turns out the more often you vacuum, the better it is. As soon as I found out it was 2 to 3 times a week, I do the vacuuming. So, you know, I went and got one of these.
The automatic deal, yeah.
And the other thing that's counterintuitive is that they said you should have slippers or socks on around the house to keep your carpet in good shape, that shoes and bare feet are actually not good for your carpet.
Yeah, Tyler, you're not in bare feet, are you? Because that has oil, so good on your carpeting. Well, as you can see, we have a lot of fun topics. Stay tuned. Everybody, grab your stations.
Tony, I need the wine corn experiment.
No, you've had too much already.
Keep going. Come on. Today the subject is flooring, and before we talk about some of those beautiful products that we're laying across those homes as far as the floor goes, let's talk about what's under the floor, what goes under the floor. In our area, we build on slab, which is a concrete foundation, and then we also build on basements. And our basements and our 2 stories have a different type of flooring system. Let's begin with slabs, though, the concrete.
Okay.
What do we do under the floor?
Sure. So when we start with slab construction, we start with a solid concrete foundation. And a lot of times that work, when we're prepping that slab, we're doing a power trowel finish to get that surface as smooth as possible to prep for flooring install later on. So we're going to be talking about different types of products today. We're going to be talking about carpet, sheet vinyl, resilient vinyl plank, tile. All of those have different applications on a slab versus a subfloor.
So on a concrete slab with carpet, you might just lay the carpet and pad right over the concrete, right?
Correct. And with those tack strips that we use, we actually nail those right into the concrete, as opposed to what we'll talk about with the subfloor. We actually nail those into the subfloor itself.
All right. And as we move to wood structures, again, basements or 2-story homes,
sure,
we've got a wood base. Let's talk about what we do under the carpets and under the finished floors.
Right. So when we talk about basements and we're talking about the rigidity or the structure that comes with that, we got to start with our engineered I-joist. So with every floor plan, we have a unique engineered design for our I-joists to allow that to support the weight from up above. So we use these engineered I-joists, and you may see that we have a cutout in here. So with these, we can run mechanicals, different types of plumbing lines, HVAC. So then we start with our 3/4 inch OSB that's tongue and groove, and it's a water resistant product that we glue down and we also nail to these I-joists.
And in the case of carpet, again, pad and carpet can go right over the subfloor.
Correct.
What about other products like tile and ceramic and vinyl, for example?
Sure. So when we're talking about sheet vinyl on a basement or a subfloor, we typically do a nylon board and we put that down and glue on top of that to make that surface as smooth as possible.
Kind of like an underlayment, we call it maybe? Okay.
Correct. So we use that as an underlayment, as opposed to on a slab, we would typically just glue that directly to the concrete itself.
And ceramic tile, for example?
Sure. So ceramic tile, we also do an underlayment, which we're going to be talking about later in the show, and we use a Schluter product called Ditra. So basically, that's a membrane that we use a thin set to apply directly to the subfloor, and then that gives us a nice waterproof seal to allow that tile to directly adhere to it. That also provides a membrane underneath that helps prevent it from cracking, or those grout joints from cracking later on in construction too.
Everybody appreciates a beautiful floor, but as you think about what goes under the floor, there's a whole lot to consider, and there's a whole lot to do properly in order to be able to enjoy that floor for years and years to come.
Well, in our Granite Ridge homes, we're still doing a lot of carpet when it comes to great rooms and, of course, the bedrooms and closets. There's a lot of different types of carpet, but Kayla, first, can you explain how it's made?
Absolutely. So one of the terms that you're going to hear when it comes to making of carpet is tufting, and Izzy kind of explained this right at the beginning. Tufting is taking about 100 needles in several different rows and weaving the carpet together. So that's going to be the general makeup, and how dense the carpet is how that's tufted together and how it's all woven together. Lots of different kinds of backing for carpet. It's going to be very important to take a look at that and how the carpet is made. You're going to then get into the face weight of it, or how dense it is, and you can tell the difference between that with pulling it apart at some seams, like Izzy was doing at the beginning, holding the flashlight up to it. There's a lot of different things that kind of make up how the carpet is put together, and it's very important for the overall warranty and longevity of your carpet.
Now, Kayla, when it comes to carpet, I've heard a lot of terms: nylon, polyester, olefin. What is the difference?
When we're talking about what carpet is made out of, the first go-to one that we're going to look at that's the most popular right now is polyester. Polyester is used a lot because it is a lower price point and it's very soft to the touch. It has great cleanup to it, so this is going to be something that polyester is what most people select. But if you want a little bit higher grade of a carpet, you're going to start to look at the nylons. Nylon's a little bit more durable, not quite as soft to the touch, but it's going to last a little bit longer than polyester. After we leave the nylon world, then you're talking all sorts of different types that are out there. Usually people hear of the wool, which is incredibly durable, and you have olefin, all sorts of different ones that are options for carpet.
One of the fun things about the carpet is the different styles. So we have patterned carpet, Saxony, plush, frisé, Berber, a lot to choose from.
Absolutely. So this one here is going to be called a plush. So a plush is a cut pile, which just means all of the fibers are cut at the top instead of a loop, which is what a Berber is. We don't get quite into the Berbers as much, but there's a new style coming in called sculpted carpet. Sculpted carpet, or the cut pile, is very popular right now. And the reason it's a cut pile is because you have loops and cuts so you're kind of mixing Berbers and frisés together. So many different options, and they're really fun because there's lots of different patterns. And the reason people are doing this more and more is because we're focusing it on small areas like just bedrooms or just in the great room, and so you can have a little bit of fun and do some really great colors and styles and patterns in your sculpted. But don't forget the frisés. Those are still going to be very popular today, and that's a little bit longer of a cut sort of carpet. Lots of different texture in them. You also have the two-tone, which is awesome for fighting any sort of traffic too.
We are having a lot of fun as decorators, especially with our spec homes, incorporating these different carpet styles. So come on out to our spec and model homes. I think when you see this in the homes, you're going to love it.
Kayla, sometimes when we're out showing homes, we're taking our shoes off when we walk in, and then you step on some carpeting and you can just feel a difference. Sometimes that's the pad, correct?
Absolutely is. So here at Granite Ridge, we have it as standard to have one of the top of the line pads that you can have out there. The industry starts at probably a 4-pound or a 6-pound, which is the density, and we start at an 8-pound, and we do have an option for a spill guard as well, but that is what is going to make your carpet last longer, is the better pad that you have.
So what is the major difference when we're looking at the pad between a spill guard and one that doesn't have a spill guard?
When you have a spill with the spill guard pad, the liquid does not actually get through to the pad itself. So that's going to be very helpful. It just kind of beads on top of the carpet here. And what you're going to notice the difference between a regular pad is a regular pad, you might see that start to wick back up through the carpet after so long. About a month later that can happen. And so that's the benefit to a spill guard in the high traffic areas.
One of the other benefits of our pad that we use as a standard, whether you have the spill guard or not, is actually the composition of it. A lot of pads are just one big foam pad out there and they break down very easily. Our foam is actually set up more like almost like an OSB with a lot of different things that are all melded together so that when you step on it, it will actually come up again, almost like a memory foam mattress type situation on there. And then the spill guard is just a layer that we put on top of it to help make sure that it doesn't get up to do the wicking, correct?
Absolutely. Now, carpet isn't the only kind of pad out there either.
Well, now, this is a big one right now. This is the laminate pad that they put underneath.
Yep, so laminate pad is going to be very helpful for moisture and for a little bit of cushion as well. And we have tile, which we're going to get to a little bit later on in the segment, but tile, you still have an underlayment or a pad that goes with that. And so lots of different ones to consider when building.
So if you have questions about different types of pad, what is best for your home, what is best for how your applications and how you're going to be living, please give us a call. We're the experts and we can help you out.
When we talk about different types of flooring, we're going to eventually talk about sheet vinyls. And every time I talk about a sheet vinyl, the first question is, you mean linoleum? And linoleum is not the same thing as what we're using today. This product is much better. The other stuff used to tear very easily, could have a funny smell, and the products we're using today are thick and very durable.
That's right, Izzy, and I think when we're talking about sheet vinyl, we need to go back to the year 1933 when the Century of Exposition Festival, there was a French physician that introduced sheet vinyl to the world. And it really became popular back then, but we didn't see it gain popularity until almost after World War II, because during those times, during the wars, there were a lot of raw materials that were being outsourced for the production of different things, you know, through the wars and manufacturing. So we really didn't see it take off until about 1940s, 1945.
And that product doesn't compare anything to what we do today because of the invention of the HD cameras that we have now. The kind of photography that we have can make something look so impressive, and even we can do some beveled items with this so that when you're walking on it, it really feels like a natural product.
That's right, Izzy, and when we're looking at sheet vinyl, there's 4 critical components that help make up this product. You have plasticizers, which are the oily pigments in this sheet vinyl itself that help give it some flexibility, which ultimately helps our installers install the product. You also have stabilizers, which are the interior components that basically reduce discoloration due to heat and light. And then you've got pigment. So we talked about cameras and the HD quality really getting better over the years. A lot of people see pictures that we post in homes and they're always asking us what type of floor that is. And a lot of times people confuse what type of floor it is because what is actually there is sheet vinyl. So these cameras have gotten so good that when you're looking at an image, it's hard to differentiate one flooring from the other. And then the last is a filler. So it can either be made up of limestone or clay in some of these rolls of sheet vinyl, and then when you take all 4 of those together and you put them through a press and you add high heat and roll it out into long sheets, that's what gives us sheet vinyl. So if you're interested in looking at some of these samples or just the different products that we have here at Joyce Designs, come in, speak with a designer. We'd love to talk to you about sheet vinyl and what you could put in a new home.
Hey, we're talking about flooring today, and one of the most popular new trends is vinyl flooring because of some of the new products. Let's talk about that.
It is, Lonnie. The wood look is really popular, but the problem with wood is it's expensive and it's not always the best product for most homes. So we have a great alternative to that. This is vinyl. This is called luxury vinyl plank.
And it's called plank because it lays down in planks?
You're correct. This comes in a plank just like this, and it's glued down to the floor.
Okay, so that means if you have a problem, it'd be easy to take that plank out and replace it with a new?
That's correct. Ian, you can see it comes in a lot of different colors. We're using this in a lot of our homes.
In fact, Granite Ridge has made it a standard feature now in our homes, like in our kitchens and nooks, utility rooms, for example, bathrooms.
We have. We're using it in a lot of other spaces now. Our floor plans have evolved over the years. Our homes are really open, and a lot of times you want to keep the same flooring throughout. So when your great room, kitchen, and nook are all open, to make it flow better, you want the same flooring. So we're doing a lot of this in our great rooms, our dens. Some people are putting it in bedrooms. A lot of people have allergies or certain needs that they don't want carpet in their house, and this is a great alternative.
And it has actually replaced kind of the old, what we call sheet vinyl, this kind of stuff right here, that really does a pretty good job, but...
You're right, and you can see the difference. These are both vinyl products, but the sheet vinyl comes out in a big sheet, a huge roll like this. They roll it out onto the floor, whereas, like we mentioned, these are individual planks.
And this feels a lot heavier. We call it 2 mm, don't we?
We call it 2 mm, you're correct.
2 millimeter?
2 millimeters.
It is strong and durable. I really like it.
You can use it on any floor, so it could be a basement, a first level, a second level, any floor. It's great with pets, with kids, easy to clean, it's water resistant. And they have some new profiles that are really neat that looks even more like wood. So it's got a beveled edge.
Look at that. You have beveled edges on 2 sides of that stuff. It really, really lays down well, looks good. Can put it on a slab or a basement home, right?
You're right. And this is a product we're really excited to introduce into our Granite Ridge homes.
You know, we have about a 15,000 square foot showroom at Granite Ridge Builders. I think about a third of it is dedicated to vinyl flooring because it is so popular.
Okay, that we get to do a segment on probably one of my favorite flooring products, which is luxury vinyl plank. Now, earlier in the show, we did another segment, also called luxury vinyl plank, not to confuse them at home, but the way this product's made is very different. And once Kayla's going to explain to us how this product's made, you're going to see why this trend in flooring is literally sweeping the nation.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about the makeup of it, and I love this little brochure here, and it explains really well how this is put together. We're going to start with what is at the very bottom of it, which is going to be the pad. So this one has more of a foam pad. This particular brand has more of a cork pad. All of these brands, we have probably 10 of them here that sell this type of luxury vinyl plank product, and they're all going to have a little bit of a different chemical makeup to them. So after you go after the pad, you have your core product. So the core product for this particular one is right here, and then you can see this, again, this yellow color here, that's going to be the core in the Core Tech product. Now there's several different types. Some of the industry is going to say a WPC or an SPC. One of them stands for wood plastic composite, and the other stands for stone plastic composite. Again, just a little bit of a different makeup for each type of product. After that, the best way to explain a luxury vinyl plank is a picture of wood on all these cores and underneath a top film. So you have this picture here of whatever pattern you can pick, and there are tons of them out there. Then you have your top layer, and there's several different types of top layer products out there. So you can have the different thickness, which is going to help your wear layer. The thicker you go, which is what at top here, is going to wear a lot better than something a little bit thinner. And so that helps explain what goes into all of these types of products.
So Kayla, now that we know kind of how they're made, we're using them in every room in the house. What are some of the properties that make this product such a desirable one?
This one is very desirable over a laminate or other types of products because it is 100% waterproof. Everyone loves that wood look, but the engineered woods, the solid woods are a little bit expensive. Then your laminates aren't waterproof, so this can go absolutely anywhere.
And what kind of warranty are we talking about with these?
You have probably a lifetime 25-year residential warranty. These here are made to last for sure.
And I think one of my favorite parts about this product is no matter what your style is, whether it's traditional, whether it's craftsman, whether you like prairie style, they've got a flooring product that's going to match every style, right?
Absolutely. There, like I said, we have at least 10 brands of this product at Granite Ridge with hundreds of possible color selections, and that's what the designers are here for, to help you pick the right type of luxury vinyl plank that would go with your style and your home and your living needs.
So not only are our decorators going to help you pick out the perfect flooring to meet your style, but they're also going to help you pick out the right one to match your lifestyle. So you may need something like this that's foolproof. It's waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof. That's why you have to come into Granite Ridge Builders.
Well, one product we use in a lot of our homes is porcelain tile. And tile has really changed, and we're excited what they've come out with for the home.
Yeah, we're talking about flooring today, Elizabeth. So I think most people have seen porcelain tile used in bathrooms, but we're starting to expand it and use it in some other rooms, like laundry rooms, kitchens, nooks, even great rooms.
And part of that reason is tile has changed. It used to come in maybe a 12 by 12 or an 8 by 8 inch tile, but now it's coming in different shapes and sizes. So for instance, the one that you have here is a fabric looking tile. They call it fabric art, which is a really neat look. So this is a nice application for your great room, maybe more of a modern look home, which is really pretty. Another tile that has been really popular is the wood look tile. So we're doing a lot of this. So, you know, we've talked about how they have vinyl planks that look like wood, but we also have the tile. And what's popular with this, because it is tile, it's great in a kitchen or a bathroom. So if you spill something on it, you don't have to worry if the water sat on it, you know, for a half hour or an hour, it's going to be okay because it is the tile.
Yeah, a lot of our installers, Elizabeth, are now being really creative with the way that they lay tile. We used to do those square blocks. It was the similar pattern you'd see in almost every home. Now with planks or with different sizes, they're doing different lays like chevron pattern, herringbone, and really dressing up that look and giving that room a lot of character just with flooring.
Yes, you're right. Our tile installers are really artisans because sky's the limit when it comes to your designs, and you can put different things within different tiles. So we talked about great rooms, kitchens, bathrooms, but other areas we're using tile is the shower. That's probably one of our most popular.
Yeah, so we'll do a ton of custom tile showers with all kinds of different, again, wood looks. Maybe it's a true tile and different lays. We're also doing just accent pieces of tile, maybe even just above a fiberglass unit.
Other places for tile, of course, are your tub surround. We're also doing a lot of accent walls. So maybe in a bathroom above a vanity, you might want to do an accent wall with some pretty tiles. Don't forget around your fireplace is another place to do tile. And then of course the kitchen backsplash. That's probably one of the most popular places to really put your stamp on the house. So that backsplash could be something like a metal, which is really unique, or we're doing a lot of glass tiles. We're doing a lot of the pebble rock looks as well.
And that's one place, Elizabeth, where a lot of folks are really introducing color into their kitchens. They're using that as a focal point to kind of make that kitchen pop and make it their own. When we talk about tile, Elizabeth, there's one more really important piece, and that's the grout that we're going to use with each tile as well.
You're right, JR. The grout that we use is an acrylic grout. So it's a very breathable, it doesn't stain, it's easy to take care of. It is a great grout to use on your tile.
And as Lonnie mentioned earlier, our showroom is chocked full of different patterns, different tiles to look at, so we encourage you to come in and see which one of these might be right for your new home.
Hey guys, this has been an action-packed show, but we've got to close. But before we do, we promise some tips as it relates to today's flooring. So, Tony, let's begin with you. What do you got?
I got one of the best ones. This is a great tip. A lot of times people put furniture on their carpeting and they have that indentation. You can't get it out. It's simple. Take some ice, put it overnight, leave it. You wake up in the morning, it's right back to where it should be.
That's an old idea that actually works, but here's a new idea, Tony.
Okay.
The indentation, you wet a rag, lay that on the indentation, put a hot iron on it, and when that rag is dry, you take the iron off, and that indentation ought to be gone, and hopefully there's no smoke. How about you, Kayla? How about you? What are you doing?
Well, if you have a vinyl floor that has a scratch in it, you take a crayon that's the same color as your floor, and you mark it up a little bit, take a hair dryer, and then that'll fuse it together, and you're good to go.
Crayons, what's wrong with that? And Izzy, how about you? What are you doing?
Well, if anyone ever disobeys the #1 rule about not wearing boots into the house in the first place, you could end up with some grease on your carpet. And with that, you take a little Dawn, put it on there, and that'll take that grease right out.
Oh, wow. Jesse, you got a tip for us?
Yeah, a great tip for sheet vinyl is to use some sort of moving pad. That's going to allow you to put it under your heavy appliances so it doesn't tear or rip them.
I wish I had thought of that when I moved my refrigerator the last time. But anyway, Tony.
You know, there's a big debate sometimes on what do you upgrade? Do you upgrade your carpet or do you upgrade your pad? It used to be you'd always upgrade your pad, but now with the better carpets that we are using in our homes, you can upgrade the carpet a little bit more, which is less expensive than upgrading the pad, and have a little better feel with your feet on there.
Okay, so upgrade your computer and your pad. And Elizabeth, what about you?
Well, I have a few tips. First of all, with carpet, you always blot. So if you have a stain, you don't want to push it down in. So take a wet rag and always blot. Now, if you have a spill, such as wine or beer, use a little bit of club soda and pour on that. Blot that up, and you'll pull it right up.
Wow.
So another tip is if you have blood in the carpet or another stain, you can always use a mixture of vinegar and water or some baking soda. That will help pull it up. Now gum, that's the big one. If you have gum stuck in your carpet, freeze it, and that will help pull it up easier.
Great. And Tyler, how about you?
Well, I've been walking on this carpet square for quite some time, so we're probably going to need to clean that. And I have the best universal cleaning technique when it comes to cleaning carpet.
What is that?
My own shaving cream. So you really want to impress some people and clean your carpet, you just squirt a little bit of it on there. Just rub it in nice and deep like, and it smells. It smells like roses too.
Look at that thing. That is so precious.
That's cute, bud.
Who would have that
color for shaving cream?
Wow.
Shave his face or his legs.
Wow. All right, this was great, guys. We got to close though. Hopefully, you guys have found this fascinating as we have. And I know you're tired, but could you close?
I think I can still do it. As always, guys, we want to thank you for spending part of your day with us. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please just pick up the phone, give us a call, visit the website below. Even better yet, come in any one of our front doors and we can show you what flooring to incorporate in your new home. And don't forget, guys, you can follow us on any of our social media platforms, including Vimeo, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And you guys are going to want to tune in because we're putting some exclusive content on all those platforms, even some more of our bloopers that you guys don't get to see every week.
And we have a lot of those.
Well, a ton.
So I know, hey, by the way, you guys got to keep doing this. I think we got a couple more experiments, and then we're done, guys.
Let's go.
All right.
Anybody want to smell this carpet?
I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I can't do it.
Hey, what? Most carpets right now that people are selecting are polyester. One of the reasons is the price point. It's a wonderful... I know I'm doing really bad, but I don't need to shut the lights off on me yet.
He sat back on the walker. That's the first time the lights went off in there.
Let's go. I think it's okay. Hey, B-roll. Well, we got ourselves a blooper.
We got a blooper.
We'll have to cut that.
That was good. All right.